The WWE Universe was left stunned as Roman Reigns made a dramatic comeback on Smackdown, emerging alongside a dark, menacing incarnation of the Shield, Shield 2.0. Cloaked in shadow and dripping with menace, this new faction brought an eerie intensity that electrified the arena. The shocking highlight came when they unleashed a brutal, unrelenting assault on Paul Heyman, Roman's longtime advocate, leaving fans reeling in disbelief. This ruthless display not only marked Roman's fearsome return, but also signaled the dawn of a darker, more dangerous era in WWE's landscape. The sinister evolution of Shield 2.0, shadows over Smackdown. As the arena lights dimmed to a near blackout, the haunting beats of the Shield's iconic theme echoed ominously throughout the arena, but this time with a darker, more foreboding twist. The crowd erupted as Roman Reigns appeared at the entrance, his eyes burning with an intensity that spoke of unfinished business and merciless intent. Flanking him were his new allies, an intimidating, shadowy version of the Shield, their faces obscured by sinister masks and dark hooded cloaks that gave them an almost spectral presence. This was no reunion born of nostalgia. This was a rebirth steeped in vengeance and raw power. Their movements were calculated, predatory. Every step they took was a statement. Shield 2.0 was here to dominate, dismantle, and destroy anything or anyone that stood in their path. The atmosphere was electric, a perfect storm of anticipation and dread as fans realized this was the dawn of a new era of ruthless aggression. The brutal ambush, a shocking attack on Paul Heyman. The tension reached a fever pitch as Roman and his sinister Shield 2.0 slowly made their way to the ring. Eyes locked on one target, Paul Heyman. The SmackDown announcer's voice cracked with shock and disbelief as Heyman, ever the schemer and advocate for Roman's previous reigns, was suddenly the victim of a savage betrayal. Without warning, Shield 2.0 unleashed a brutal, coordinated assault. Their moves were swift and merciless, crushing blows, bone-jarring slams, and coordinated strikes designed to incapacitate. Roman's power was on full display. His Superman punch slammed Heyman against the turnbuckle with the force of a battering ram, while his cohorts executed precision attacks that left Heyman staggering and defenseless. The crowd was on its feet, a mixture of cheers and gasps filling the arena as the brutal onslaught unfolded. This was more than a simple attack. It was a declaration of dominance, a ruthless statement that Roman Reigns and his Shield 2.0 were the new authority on SmackDown, and no one, even a longtime ally like Heyman, was safe from their wrath. Visual drama, the sinister look and unyielding presence. Visually, Shield 2.0 was a haunting spectacle. The dark masks, with their angular, almost skeletal designs, reflected the ruthless nature of the faction. Their black leather gear shimmered under the spotlight, blending perfectly with the shadows, making them appear as if they were emerging from the depths of some dark abyss. Roman Reigns, standing tall in the center, was the Dark Kingpin. His usual Samoan tribal tattoos seemed to glow under the harsh lighting, emphasizing his raw, primal power. His cold, calculated glare cut through the chaos, commanding control and respect. The juxtaposition of his commanding presence against the masked figures surrounding him created a tableau of intimidation and unity that sent a clear message. Shield 2.0 was a force reborn in darkness. The shockwaves through WWE. What this means for SmackDown's future. Roman Reigns' comeback with this sinister Shield 2.0 has sent shockwaves through WWE's landscape. It's a game-changer, shaking the very foundations of SmackDown. This new faction's ruthless tactics and unified brutality promise a shift in power dynamics. pushing all wrestlers on the roster into uncharted territory. For Paul Heyman, the attack is a stunning narrative twist, turning the tables and potentially igniting a fierce rivalry with Reigns and his dark faction. Heyman's role as advocate and strategist now hangs in the balance, his vulnerability laid bare in front of the entire WWE universe. This dramatic betrayal adds layers of tension and intrigue, setting the stage for explosive confrontations in the weeks to come. Reigniting the WWE Universe, the return of the dominant force. Roman Reigns' return with Shield 2.0 isn't just about shock value, it's a reinvigoration of WWE's core storytelling. His presence commands attention, bringing a much-needed intensity and unpredictability to SmackDown's weekly battles. Shield 2.0's brutal tactics and dark imagery captivate audiences, creating a compelling new chapter for one of WWE's most iconic legacies. Fans are already buzzing with excitement and speculation. Who exactly are these new masked enforcers? How will other top stars respond to this new threat? And most importantly, what will Paul Heyman do in response to this vicious betrayal? The answers promise to unfold in a gripping saga of power, loyalty, and revenge. The symbolism behind Shield 2.0's dark rebirth, the transformation from the original Shield, a group defined by honor, justice, and unity, to this sinister new iteration symbolizes a broader narrative shift. Shield 2.0 is a reflection of the darker, more ruthless nature of today's WWE landscape, where alliances are fragile and power is seized through sheer force. This rebirth also underscores Roman Reigns' evolution as a character, from a noble leader to a near-tyrannical ruler of Smackdown, willing to use any means necessary to maintain dominance. The dark masks and menacing attire amplify this transformation, visually reinforcing the theme of power corrupted by ambition and vengeance. A new era begins with Roman Reigns and Shield 2.0. Roman Reigns' sinister return with Shield 2.0 has electrified SmackDown and the entire WWE universe. The brutal attack on Paul Heyman was a shocking moment that shattered alliances and redefined power structures. With their menacing presence and ruthless tactics, Shield 2.0 promises to dominate WWE's landscape, pushing storylines into thrilling new directions. This comeback is not just a return, it's a declaration. Roman Reigns and Shield 2.0 are here to rule, and anyone who stands in their way will face devastating consequences. WWE fans can expect an intense, unpredictable saga filled with high-stakes battles, fierce rivalries, and the relentless pursuit of supremacy.